What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J, and we are locked in. This is episode 7 of Snowfall, and this show is, giving us exactly what we wanted. Now, I know last week I told y'all if they were fighting the tiger to get up out of there, we are done with it. Well, guess what? They didn't fight the tiger. They got out of there, and the tiger is on the loose. But the big thing is, where is all of the money? And who knows where Peaches is? But before we get into this episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, the mission for this week is to find out where exactly is Peaches. Peaches took the money, and we also see that Kane is out. That's Kevin's bigger brother, and he has an issue with our boy Franklin and Leon because of what happened to Kevin. Now, he's the one that put these hits in the streets. So now we got to straighten this out, and we got to bounce back, and we got to get that money that Peaches took. So let's jump into it. This is episode 7.
FX is Snowfall.
Of course, the first thing we start the episode off with is Franklin, Leon, Jem and Jerome, and Auntie Louie. Now they're all having a little meeting about Peaches. Now Franklin is saying Peaches only wanted the money and he dipped. He didn't have anything to do with the hit, but he has a private investigator trying to figure out some things. Now Leon, on the other hand, he has a different approach. What he's saying with Kane is an OG, so we can't go at him like that because then they're going to retaliate and we're going to be at war. But of course, Jerome is saying we're already at war. The hell with Kane. We need to get this money back, and they attempted to kill us. So we got to do something about it in these streets, or we're going to look like pushovers. So Leon, we know that he's been turning a little bit righteous, especially after Buckley and them raided the hood. He's looking at it like this. Let me talk to Kane because we don't need to be going back and forth in these streets killing more black people. So he wants to try to propose a deal with Kane and get him to work with them so they can squash all of this beef and everybody can get money together. But Auntie Louie says if he doesn't go along with that plan, then what? So of course Leon's saying if he doesn't go along with the plan, we can't get money with him. Leon said he's going to offer him himself. Dr. Nasty is doing, well, what Dr. Nasty does. I mean, every time we see her, we can expect the worst from her. Now, she's asking our boy Oso, a.k.a. Gustavo, does he need to be looked at? Because you know that him and Franklin, they were into it last week, and they were running around the streets everywhere. Plus, they got beat up by the other guys. But now, Teddy's like, look, Gustavo, get the stuff. Let's get ready to dip out. Now, Dr. Nasty is saying she went through his wallet and she's seen that his real name is Theodore. She says she likes it a little bit better than Thomas, aka Teddy, but he gives her some money to cover everything that she did for him, and he really doesn't want anything to do with her. This is just a spot that he was at because he needed help to bounce back, but business doesn't stop and he needs to meet up with Franklin. Franklin and V been putting together this deal with the bank to get these little loans and stuff so they can go ahead and purchase this land and their development company can actually take off. We also know that V is confirmed to be pregnant and she took away a little bit of time away from Franklin. So the only time they'll see each other is at the office. So she's saying, let me handle the banks. As soon as the morning comes, I'll get a confirmation. But she sits down and she's feeling a little bit of cramps and Franklin is like, oh, wait, whoa, you know what I'm saying? You need to take some time off. You're pregnant here. She's like, I'll get through it. She's telling Franklin it's just some cramps. She'll be all right. After about 12 weeks, the risk of miscarriages go down. The whole time his pager is going off, it's Teddy blowing him up. Hey, where you at? Where you at? We got to make these drops. Because you remember, they had that $3 million cash. They were supposed to do the exchange, but then the shootout happened. Now, she's like, who is this paging you? Teddy, the CIA guy? He's either going to kill you if the thugs don't kill you. Now, of course, Franklin, he's in the streets. This whole development company is only because of his dope money. Now, I don't understand why V is so upset about him being in the streets because she knows he was in the streets before she laid down, opened her legs, and got pregnant by him because that's how the development company was put together, off of his dope money. Franklin finally meets up with Teddy. Now they got a new drop spot. You remember they were at the abandoned buildings, but that got shot up. So now they're in a parking garage. And since Peaches isn't here, Franklin, he has him some new muscle. Now Teddy doesn't like this because he's like, who is this new guy? Matter of fact, from here on out, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do all new drops. I'm going to call you right before it happens. And this is all on you anyway, Franklin. You should have known it was Peaches. It was an inside job for someone to know everything that happened. Now, Franklin takes full accountability for Peaches being the one that infiltrated and gave out the information. Now, he's saying that's on me. but he didn't do the drive-bys. Now Teddy, he's shot. So for him, he's looking at it like, I got shot. No more. Don't bring anybody with you. I'm all the security you need. And also this development company, you're drawing too much attention. That's because Franklin is getting these huge loans with the banks. He said, if you can buy the projects and like little houses where you live, fine. But you're not authorized to buy anything big, like no commercial buildings, because it is going to draw a lot of attention when it's like, okay, who is this development company? And Teddy doesn't want that traced back to him, because if they see that the development company is funded by drugs, who is getting the drugs? Where is the drugs coming from? It's going to link back to Teddy. So Teddy's saying no more of that. Franklin's like, fuck. Jerome left earlier in the day at the meeting that they were having because he needs to find Peaches. Now he goes down to the VA. Now, if you ever been to the VA, people, it's kind of like this, but it's a little bit faster now. And he's asking the lady at the front desk, have you seen my friend Peaches? He's like, oh, my bad. Dijon. Dijon is his name. She's like, yeah, he checked in last week, but that's all I can give you. Now, we know Jamming Jerome keeps a bankroll on him. So he's like, if you can give me any information. He puts the money down. She looks around. She grabs that. She grabs that 100. It's like, yeah, he's seen a Dr. Evans down the hallway. As Jerome is walking to go talk to Dr. Evans and get any information he can, it's a white boy that's looking at him. He's looking like he kind of recognizes who Jerome is. Now, Jerome actually talks to Dr. Evans and he's like, hey, I had a friend. He's, a friend of the family. He's sick, tall, light skinned, cornrows, light on the eyes. Dr. Evans like, I don't really remember him, but let me see your hand. It looks a little broke. I can splint it up. Now, he's asking Jerome, where did you serve at in the military? Because right now what he's talking about is PTSD. Now, I've been diagnosed with it. So when we talk about mental health, I am a mental health victim. So I can talk about it and I can joke about it. But he's saying, yeah, some of these people, they go through stuff. And to be able to talk about it, that's the best thing for you. As Jem and Jerome is leaving, the white guy I told you guys that recognized Jem and Jerome, his name is Oakley, and he actually met Jerome a couple of years back, him and Peaches at a party. Now he's saying, oh yeah, I know Peaches. Yeah, I actually seen him yesterday. Jerome was like, oh, well, let's go find him. Now he has a VA appointment. And one thing we know about the VA is you don't want to miss an appointment. So he's saying, all right, look, I got to go in here. Just sit with me for about 30 minutes and we'll be all right. Now, when they go in there, it's actually a meeting and people are talking about their PTSD and what they experienced while they were gone. And you can see Jerome, he's listening to it and he's soaking all of this in because he can tell some of these people, they aren't faking it for a rating. We really have these problems. We know Leon has a plan to get Kane to either work with him or at least cooperate. So he meets up with him one-on-one, no guns. And Kane's like, I'm surprised you showed up. He said, man, I wanted you to be able to trust me. Now, Kevin, he grew up with Franklin and Leon. So Kane is the one that actually taught them in the streets. And Kane's like, yeah, I never seen you like this, Leon. I always thought you was going to be wild and reckless. He was like, yeah, man, you taught us the streets. You were like a big brother. But of course, for Kane, having his brother killed, that's all bad. All he wants to do is protect his family. And this happened while he was in jail. But Leon explains that their cousin was slinging drugs in the neighborhood. And the reason they killed Kev, they didn't want to have to do it. But Kev was about to kill somebody and it would have sparked a whole turf war and everybody would have got, even Kane. Now they have this understanding. Kane was the OG. Kane was like a big brother. Now he knows why Kevin got killed because it could potentially hurt everybody. And Leon is saying, look, if you can work with us, 10 bricks, this is how you can save your family. Because if not, we're going to have to go to war and we don't want that. And you don't want that because we're all like family. So Kane, he's thinking about it. He's like, all right, if I can get 10 bricks, that'll put some money in my pocket. I can continue to save my family and protect them. So as of right now, it looks like Kane is on board to work with Leon. Now, Oakley is taking Jerome to go meet Peaches because he said he's seen him yesterday. So they riding out. And of course, they're talking about PTSD. And like I said, Jerome knows that some of those people, they aren't faking it. Now, when they get to where they got to get to, Oakley is saying, hey, look, my plug's on the inside. I'm going to need a little bit of scratch, aka money, saying to get some information off him. Now, Jerome is looking around like, man, I really don't want to get this dude money. But if he has a connection and information on Peaches, then so be it. Now, Mama Saint shows up and she's talking to Franklin. Now, earlier in the episode, we know that him and V were talking, and he's saying, "You sound like my mom." She was like, "That's a bad thing to compare your girl to your mom." Now, Mama V's in here, and Franklin is like, "You've been going behind my back doing things. You've been talking to V." And she's like, "Nah, I'm just trying to make sure that the family is straight." And he's saying, if you want to make sure the family is straight, do what I say. Don't go behind my back. Because right now, Franklin is thinking like, the walls are closing in on me. I got to make something shake. And I got to make sure that my mom is handling all the business that I need her to handle while I handle the business in the streets. Because you got to understand, Cissy is his mom, but she's also his business partner. You remember, she's the one that's been going to the city and making these connections, so Franklin is able to buy everything. And he wants her to stay on top of that. Don't be talking to V about my personal life. That's between me and her. Auntie Louie is talking to our boy Buckley, aka Redbone. Now, she has a proposition. There's somebody in the streets that put hits on us. You were there. I got an address and a name. I need you to go handle this. Now, Buckley, you know this guy, he's in his own world. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna need this amount of money. That's gonna be about $250,000 and a date. Now, this man trying to throw in a date on top of catching a body. She's like, no. We can do 75 and then 75 on the back end. He's like, She's like, don't get it confused. You better take this money, because if not, you ain't the only cop with a handout. Meaning, there's other crooked cops out here that we can pay. Now, he knows that this is true. So he's like, all right. I can do that. That man wanted that date, though. Back at the warehouse, our man Gustavo's in there doing inventory. Staying to himself. Y'all know how he is. Not a lot of talking. Now, Teddy says he needs a little bit of help. And he has tracking devices. He has listening devices that they can put on the phones. Because he said Franklin is getting a little bit lazy. You already heard him tell Franklin, don't buy no more property. Only stuff in the hood, nothing big. And that's because Teddy is trying to cover his own tracks in case Franklin messes up. Because one thing about Teddy, everybody is expandable. You get rid of Franklin, I can find another dope boy. And we can continue this, and I can continue to be on top of the game. Now, Mama Saint is at the office with Veronique. Now, she's sitting there, she's debating. Now, you remember the guy that she's been meeting with at the diner. He said, here's a recording device. If you want us to take down Teddy, I got to get some information on how the operation is ran, and then we'll kill Teddy. So she's debating, do I put this recording device in the office? Do I keep it? Because she doesn't want to have Franklin on any wiretaps. And the reason for this is because the government, they don't care. If they take down Teddy, all right, good. We got the top of it taken off. Let's keep working all the way down and trickling down, because why stop with one arrest when we can get 10, 15 arrests? Now, this is the big dilemma for, do I record everything that Veronique and Franklin is doing to get rid of Teddy and protect the family? Or do I just say I can't do that and we still just focus on Teddy? Now, Leon told them that he's going to work with Kane and he's going to try to do it his way. And if it goes bad, he'll get rid of Kane himself. So Auntie Louie wants to know what are the terms. And Kane is going to use his connect, and they're going to start off buying 10 keys. Now, if this works, all right, cool. That keeps him off our back. And as long as he's getting money with us, that'll keep him in line for the most part. Unless, things start going down south and it turns out like Scully, where we promised you 9,000 a brick and now you talking about 10. I don't think Kane's going to back down from that, but that's a whole nother story. As long as right now the peace is in the streets, he's agreed to work with us. Jem and Jerome and Oakley, they show up to the house. Now it's time to find Peaches. But as soon as they get in there, Jerome's looking around. He pulls his gun out like, oh, whoa, this is a setup. Now this is a straight trap house. I'm talking about junkies everywhere. Now he got Oakley on his knees, pause, gun to his head, talking about, whoa, what's going on here? Where Peaches at? And if anybody move, I'm gonna get to shooting. I'm talking about Jem and Jerome ain't playing around. Now one of the guys is like, oh, he left. He was going to Thailand. It's like, damn, Peaches got up out of here. But it turns out Peaches doesn't have a summer code. This dude is a junkie. I'm talking about in here sharing needles. So it could be that 3-letter word also. But as of right now, we know that Peaches is a junkie. And this really hurts Jerome's feelings, because it's like, damn, that was my dog too, man. I'm the one that brought him into all this. And he's a junkie. Back at Dr. Nasty's house, Our man Teddy done showed back up. I think he kind of like it over here. Now she's over here saying, when we were down in the jungle, I always thought you would try something. I was always interested. And we're like, come on, can we go one episode without you trying to get all up on this man that got a bullet hole in his shoulder? But no, they both get it on this time. Even Teddy, he starts kissing her. I'm like, oh my goodness, these two are meant for each other. I told you Jerome is hurt about this. So when he goes back and tells Louie that he couldn't find Peaches, but Peaches is a junkie, she's saying, well, after seeing, Franklin kill Rob, someone that he was close with, you got to come up with an exit plan. But you can't put the blame on him being a junkie on you. Now, with Jerome in this situation, he's saying, look, the only thing I'm worried about is moving forward and protecting you because you my baby. And then guess what? He gets on that one knee and he proposes to Auntie Louie. He wants her to be his wife because that's all it's about. It's him and her till the end. They moving this work. Why not make it official? And they getting married, people. She said yes. Well, at least one good thing is popping up. The loan from the bank, it looks like it's been approved. Like I said, Veronique's going to confirm in the morning. Now, with all the cramps and everything that she's going through, Franklin wants her to go back to the house. Now, she did say she wanted to take some time away and only deal with each other at work. But knowing that you're Franklin's baby mama, it is dangerous in these streets and you should probably be at the house. Now, he's saying as of right now, it's calm on the streets because they got Kane on their side. So they got to deal together. And she's saying, my mama taught me, or it may have been her grandma, but I know it was somebody in her family. We do deals here all the time. You can typically sniff out a bad deal. Basically saying you need to watch this guy, Kane. Do you really think you can trust him? Because out of nowhere, he just went from shooting at us to, okay, I'll work with you. So you got to watch people like this. He's like, I got some news for you. She like, what? He said, oh, this guy, he ain't even trying to hide. But what we're going to do is we're going to follow him around, see his schedule to make sure we can take him out. And it's the right guy. And then he notices there's a big rock on her finger. He's like, whoa, I thought you was already married with Jerome. She like, mind your business. And he's talking about, well, congratulations. Plus, he thinks that a married woman is sexy. Hey, this man, Buckley, a.k.a. Redbone, he don't care. He gonna try and try until you tell him no or slap him. Along with telling Louie that he's gonna make sure that she's good, he wants to take the money that they have, go back to the hood and offer jobs to everybody. So the last thing we see is him pulling back up to the old neighborhood. He sees some people in the yard. They drinking some 40s, playing some cards, some dominoes. Someone else is over here hitting the weights and he's looking around. He's thinking, yeah, I'm about to come back. I'm about to buy up this block and I'm about to change people's lives. Because you remember, he had the stereo station, the little car shop, jamming Jerome's. Yeah, so he wants to get back to the community. All right, there you go. Episode 7 of Snowfall. First, let me know, what do you guys think about Peaches, knowing that he's a junkie? Do you think he has that 3-letter word? And secondly, can we really trust this man, Kane? He went from shooting at him to the next day, hey, let's go ahead and start me off with 10 bricks. Let me know what you guys think. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on a beat, boy.